Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Julie. Welcome to my channel, Bernice Marie Vintage and Crafts. Today I'm going to show you another haul video. This one is from a Salvation Army run that I did a couple of weeks ago. It takes me a while to get things listed because I do work full-time, so I can only list either early in the morning or late at night or on the weekends. So it's primarily what I do in all of my spare time. This is not a very large haul, but I got a few really great things. So I've set up here today in my front room where I have a lot of natural light. All my windows are open. For those of you who know me personally, you know that my husband is a photographer, and so his recommendation was to shoot where I have natural light. So we're going to shoot here in my front room. The first thing I'm going to show you is this Wheaton bottle. This was originally a pancake syrup bottle, but it's really cool. It's a beautiful shade of blue. It's probably more turquoise than it is like a cobalt, but it's got the 1775 there with Paul Revere on the bottom. It's got an American Eagle on the back, and it is marked Wheaton on the bottom. But these would have originally had a paper label on them. I've seen some of them listed that actually still have the original cork that would have gone in the top of it. But this is really cool. My entire trip to the Salvation Army, I spent a total of about $22. So, you know, this bottle is, it's not that rare. It's actually fairly common. So, you know, $10, $15 is usually about what it's going to resell for. But I just love the color of blue. It's really beautiful. The next thing I have here is a Royal Terra bud vase. It's beautiful, and it has the shamrocks. Now, Royal Terra as a company closed, I believe, in about 2003. Their products are still being made, but they're not necessarily being made in Ireland. But this is got the older stamp on the bottom of this. Let's see, but it's made in Galway, Ireland. Definitely shows some age on the bottom, but it's got a nice gold trim on the bottom, and on the top, it's really quite beautiful. This next item I bought because of the beautiful amber color. I get some of the light going through there so you can see it. I just thought it was gorgeous, but at the time I didn't realize quite what it was. But I knew that it was marked on the bottom, and it's done right wood. And I'm not quite sure what the rest of that says. And then it's from Brooklyn, New York. Originally, I thought it was a vase, but it turns out that it's actually a humidor. It would have had a wooden lid, and it was used primarily for tobacco for pipes. I've actually seen some that sit right down in a caddy, and it has a place to hold the pipes around the edges. But unfortunately, when I came across it, it no longer had the lid. So it would make an amazing vase. It's a beautiful amber color that could be used in any type of fall decor. And I personally, I still think it's a very beautiful piece of glass, even though I no longer have the lid so that it can be used. Actually, if I had the lid, I'd probably keep it and my husband would use it. So that's this particular piece here. This next piece that I found is amazing. It is a Blanco crackle glass vase. It, so I can get up there close enough where you can see the crackle there. It is hand blown and just absolutely phenomenal. This one in particular has a partially ground pontil, Blanco is known for not grinding or polishing their pontils. They usually leave them open and a little rough. However, if the pontil sticks out and doesn't allow the vase to sit flat, they will partially grind them down until it sits flat. It took me a while to figure that out because there is still this little spot down there. It's not a crack, but you can still see it. And you know, all I did was grind it down to get the pontil off. It's not polished, it's not beautiful, and that's pretty typical of the Blanco pieces. This next piece is something that I'm not planning on selling. It is cobalt glass, which is something that I collect. And the violin vases are something that I've looked for in the past. I've priced them out, buying them from someone else on eBay. Finding one in the wild is always the best way to come across stuff. So this beautiful cobalt blue bottle, it is actually a bottle, is going to stay in my personal collection. This piece is absolutely beautiful. It has a beautiful hand blown, has some bubbles in it, hand cut, with this beautiful crystal stopper. However, once I got it home and I untaped it because they had the stopper taped to the bottle, I discovered that there is a big chip in the bottom and there's a couple of small chips in the edges here. So this is going to stay in my personal collection. It's absolutely fabulous, especially when the light goes through the facets of the stopper on the bottom. Let me move on to this beautiful wooden bowl. This is Japanese, but what attracted me to this is just the beautiful wood grain inside the bowl. I think it's amazing. And it is marked on the back. Again, even the wood grain on the back of it is just fabulous. It's hand turned, and then it has the label here on the back. I'm sure it could be used as a salad bowl. That's probably what the original intention was. But either way, it's a beautiful piece of wood to display. This is another little piece that's going to stay in my own personal collection. It's just a simple crystal cut toothpick holder. Turns out that I didn't have one anywhere in my house. I just had an old plastic one that cracked recently, so I went ahead and bought a pretty one while I was at the store, at the thrift store. This piece here is absolutely beautiful. This is copper luster. It is a piece of English stoneware. It's from Gray's Pottery, made in, it says Stoke-on-Trent, England, there on the bottom. And it's just a beautiful little personal creamer, but it's just, the copper luster is just beautiful. It contrasts nicely with the pink. So that is another really beautiful piece. Now, all of these items will be going up for sale shortly. I've already started listing them, but again, because I work full-time, I get listed one item. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, I can get 2 items up in a day. So it takes me, you know, a week, sometimes to 2 weeks, which is why you see my videos so spread out, because basically my process is I make the video, I list the items. So I may have gone shopping 3 weeks ago, but until I finish listing everything from one video, I don't list anything else until I get ready to make another one. These are beautiful, and I have to stop myself from keeping these because I think they're gorgeous. But they are hand-blown glass. They have an ombre from a blue to a green to an amber. They have open pontils on the bottom, so they're a little on the rough side. But they're absolutely beautiful, beautiful votive or tea light candle holders. I just love all the bubbles in them. Look at that one. So these, and it's funny because when you're shopping, you have to pay attention to where they put things. One was on one side of the thrift store and one was on the other, and they are part of a set, obviously. These, for those of you that know Fire King, these are peach luster, custard or ramekins, however you want to call them. These have the, let's see if all of them are that way. 1, 2, yes, they're all like that. They're a little rarer than most because the back stamp, and I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, the back stamp is backwards. And the reason the back stamp gets backwards like that is if they're making something clear, when you look at a lot of the clear items, you can see through it to see what it says. When they're doing milk glass, which is what these are, they're supposed to flip the stamp in the mold when they make the glass. If they forget to do that, you wind up with a backwards back stamp on milk glass. So that's how that happens. It doesn't happen often, but when you come across them, they're a little rarer than others, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference in the price. The last thing I have to show you is the favorite thing that I found. I always save my favorite for last. And it is this amazing paperweight. This thing weighs over 3 pounds. It's very heavy, but it's absolutely phenomenal. It looks like a big orb, or as my daughter Jennifer referred to it, a big blood drop. But it is not volcante, which means controlled bubbles. The bubbles are rather sporadic in there, but it's a phenomenally gorgeous paperweight. You know, these are hand blown. It's got the polished pontil on the bottom of it. It's completely flat and polished off. But these I've seen selling online anywhere from about $35 to $50 a piece. So, but they're very mid-century. A lot of these were made in the 50s and 60s and 70s. So it's been another one of those pieces that's going to be very hard to let go of, but I'm buying to resell. I'm not buying to fill my house. I have enough stuff, my husband says. He wants me to sell more of my personal collection, so I'm actually been doing that and weeding a few things out that are not critical to the collections that I have, the ones that were primarily started by my grandmother. You know, that's the reason why this channel and my business is named after her, because she is the one who started most of my collections. The cobalt glass, she started me on that. The carnival glass, she started me on that as well. So, and with that, I thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my channel, to watch my video, to see what I get passionate about. You know, there's only a few things in this world that make me very happy: my family and my collectibles. So I appreciate your time. I hope everyone has a blessed day, and we'll see you again soon.